Well, hello. It is an absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon, and I'm back at it today trying to scout around a little bit and find a decent composition, and hopefully I can get a pretty satisfying day of photography in. I'm back out at Stony Creek, where I have been actually for the past 2 videos, and I stumbled upon a different area, which is giving me some photographic locations that are considerably different from the places that I've been frequenting lately. So I'm coming through and trying to see if I can come across something that strikes my fancy. Okay, with all that's actually here, there shouldn't be a problem finding some sort of a composition before I lose the light. It's around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've got a couple hours of sunlight left. So I'm going to do my best to see what I can come up with, and I will get back with you in a few. Okay, let's see, after a modest amount of scouting around, I think I found my first composition. If you'll look here, there's a very interesting pattern on the tree right here. Notice how the tree is winding and twisting as it's going up. And it caught my eye from a distance, so I came over, and I've set up a composition for this. I'm getting somewhat of a low shot, somewhat shooting up. I am eliminating pretty much most of the sky, so there should be very little distraction as far as that's concerned. And what little sky is visible in the final image, I can easily crop that out or clone that out rather in Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and take the first shot right now. Okay, my initial settings for this are, let's see, 1.2 seconds at f-stop 14, ISO 64. Now I'm also using a polarizing filter to eliminate a lot of the glare that's on the bark itself on the tree. Okay, I'm using mirror lockup, and I'm going to go ahead and take the first shot right now. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and check this for sharpness. And that looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shoot this particular composition from a couple of different angles. I'll probably move a bit to the left and shoot from this angle, and maybe slightly to the right and shoot from that angle as well. And I will go ahead and sort those out, process them, and choose the best of the 3. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a few more shots, and I'll see what I come up with, and then I'll be on to the next composition. I'm also looking at something that's not too far in the distance over here. So I'm going to scout that out, check out the area, and see if it's suitable for a good shot. Okay, right now I have to say I'm pretty pleased with the shots I've been able to get so far. I did take the 3 that I mentioned earlier, and I won't know exactly what I've gotten, of course, until I get them into post-processing. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy with what I have, and now I'm on my way to the next composition, and I'm going to go over and get set up. Okay, let's see, I've arrived at my next composition. Right behind me, as you can see, there's a forked tree, and this kind of caught my attention as well. We're getting some backlighting from the sun, which is illuminating the vines that are growing up on the right-hand side of the tree. Well, we also have a tree to the left, which looks like it will probably fall down after a while. It's actually leaning across, and there's a bit of confusion in the back, but I am actually liking some of the stray branches that are actually to the right of the forked tree right here. Okay, I have the composition set up right now, and I'm going to go ahead and take the shot. My initial settings right now are a 14 f-stop 14, a fifth of a second at ISO 64. All right, of course I'm using a mirror lockup, and I'm also using a polarizing filter. Now the polarizing filter is having a minimal effect right now, of course, because the sun is directly behind me, but it doesn't hurt, so I'll just leave it on, and I'm going to go ahead and take the shot right now and see what I come up with. As you can see, I've had to go through a little bit of trouble of getting down here to get the shot. And one thing that I've learned from some other photographers is that if you're comfortable standing where you are, you're probably in the wrong spot. All right, let's get everything set up here. The lighting has changed just a little bit. Now I'm at about a sixth of a second at f-stop 14. All right, I have focused manually. Right, mirror lockup. All right, now I'm going to zoom in and check the focus on this. All right, and everything looks nice and razor sharp. So that's two in the bag. All right, I'm going to scout around just a little bit more and see if I can come up with perhaps one more composition before I lose all of the light. The sun is getting a bit lower to the horizon, but it's giving a very nice warm effect, which I'm rather loving. So I'm going to go into the next, find another composition, and as always, I'll be back in a few. Okay, let's see, I have my next composition all set up. Okay, right behind me there's another tree that's leaning across the viewing area. Okay, if you'll actually see that the roots and whatnot are actually over here. The tree's fallen over some time ago, and it's just continuing to branch out and go to the left. So what I've done is I'm shooting this particular shot in landscape orientation, and I'm trying to compose it as well as I possibly can to get the base of the tree along with the roots beginning on the left hand of the composition and then branching out into the upper left hand corner. And I'm not going to be able to actually get it quite tight enough in the initial shot. So a little bit of cropping in post will definitely take care of that. And I should end up with hopefully something that's pretty decent. Now the dynamic range is a little bit challenging, but I'm checking my histogram and everything seems to be within range. The highlights aren't blown out, and the shadows aren't blown out as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take that shot now before the light dips down a little bit lower, and hopefully I can get something decent out of this. I'm at, it's a quarter of a second. I'm still at f-stop 14 at ISO 64. All right, mirror lockup. And now it's beautiful. We're getting some nice side lighting. All right, let's zoom in at 100% and see what I've got here. All right, that looks pretty good.
As often happens, as I was leaving, something caught my eye, and I couldn't resist taking one last final shot. Well, I guess that's it for this week. Well, as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to comment, like, and please subscribe. All right? Until next time.